All right, ladies and gentlemen, these guys get one practice run. Then we're going to come back and line them up. These guys really do not get a time slip. They're just kind of feeling it out, see how the track works, this kind of thing. All right. Side lane and that Mac, that old Superliner, looks like that thing runs pretty daggone good. All right, I know in the pit side, that's an old Detroit with an automatic in it and a Freightliner. I think that's Olden's truck. Used to be an Olden truck. Oh yeah, Mr. Duncan and the Pete. I'm sure that's Mr. Duncan. Got the chicken lights on. All right. I definitely know that this International runs pretty good. I'm not sure about it. Oh yeah. Jake Brake is working with. All right, here we go. Both of them's an automatic truck. Oh, pit side is showing off. I can tell you right now. B&S located right there in the metropolis of Leetown. But I think we're getting ready to start our first round here. All right, we got Ethan Thomas on the spectator side in the blue Kenworth, and we have a Duncan in the single axle on the pit side. Here they go. Uh-oh, Mr. Gear. Oh! Ethan Thomas for the win. He brings her back around for another round.
Off the wall. We got people against the wall. We need you off of it, please. I know pit side is Kyle Custer and Richard.
Yeah, Kyle Custer and Richard. I know who that is.
And we got a super dog over on the other side.
All right. So Kyle Custer must be number 20. And on the spectator side. The Superliner for the win on the spectator side.
Jimmy Duncan over here on the pit side. And that 1271 Detroit with that Allison's automatic transmission on the grandstand side.
That should be one of Olden's trucks. But I don't know who's driving.
Detroit won that round and got stopped just in time at that line. Yeah, that's Bobby Joe for the win.
Bobby Joe for the win. All right, that's a win.
Logan Kogel and is that Isaac C?
Look like the Eagle for the win. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who you're betting on, but I bet there's going to be a dump truck that wins. Well, it looks like the spectator side was the winner.
Quarter ton class. Start lining them up. You're going to be in the far right lane nearest to the road.
All right, well, the cab upper gets a 5. We'll bring them back around and see what happens. Looks like Ethan Thomas is coming back out. and he is going to the spectator side of the track. And he's going to be running the Superliner. Matt Coble is in the blue Superliner, which is going to be on the pit side. With the fair motor, like Charlie Gray. Oh no. All right. Spectator side, Ethan Thomas for the win. The Detroit on the spectator side, which would be Bobby Joe. Isaac C. in the Eagle on the pit side. Isaac C. That's what I've got. And the Eagle for the win.
Coming up next, we got Brent Chrisman on the grandstand side and Brandon Welsh over here on the pit side.
Brandon Welsh in the cab over. Yes, indeed, against the B&S dump truck. Cody Salvage, we got it all. Oh, and the dump truck for the win. Brent Chrisman on the spectator side in the dump truck for the win. All right. Ethan Thomas on the spectator side. Yep, we're down to the last three in this class, so it's Ethan Thomas on the spectator side. Isaac C. in the Eagle. Lining them up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Both of these trucks run pretty daggone good. If you was here for the truck pull the other night, the Eagle on the pit side won the semi-class. This thing runs pretty daggone good. And it still runs pretty daggone good. And it's got really good brakes on it, too. Isaac C. for the win. Brent Chrisman, he gets the bye. All right. So what we found out, we're not even going to do the bye run. Brent's going to wait. This is going to be your final round. It's going to be Brent Chrisman in the B&S dump truck against Isaac C. in the Eagle. This is your final round for the semis. Here we go. The Eagle's been tearing them up. Oh, he's got a little advantage right here, and he crosses up. There's your winner on the pit side of the track. Isaac C. for the win in the Eagle. Up next is the, they call them the quarter tons. Quarter ton, I guess that's a two-wheel drive, quarter ton, semi-half ton, I'm not sure. Four-wheel drives, two-wheel drives, pickup trucks, Volkswagens, Beetles, buses, cusses, everything else you got. But they're all combined in this class. V8s, V6s, four cylinders, whatever it is, quarter ton, half ton, or whatever you want to call them. They're going to all get a practice run. Not really sure there again who's who, what number, so we're just going to go with it. Looks like we got us a Chevrolet pickup on the spectator side, and a Farfig Nugan coming up here on the pit side. All right, sounds like it got a little V8 power against the four-cylinder power. Maybe a V6, it is possible. But they get their practice run to see how they can run. There is no times on these also. All right. Well, I can get the gentleman at the starting line to tell them to please turn their headlights off. Thank you very much. As he found out tonight that all that power does not work, brought it up on the two-step, let that thing go, and it didn't like it. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, spinning ain't winning. All right, we got us an S10, looks like a Blazer on the pit side, and maybe a Ranger pickup on the spectator side. And the 4-3 sounds like it's here for the win. Shake and bake machine. That thing's got enough header through the hood for 3. There we go. Well, looks like the old 4-liter Jeep put it on the hood. This could be possibly a 4-liter against a 4-liter. Both of them's Jeep. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes indeed. That's crazy. Got a Grand out there with a stick in it. That's automatic truck. So I'm sure this is a spectator side with the old Ford is a V8 powered versus a 6-cylinder. Now, that is not a unibody, but it sure looks, that's probably about a 62 model. Alright, 4-liter Jeep, right here it goes. Alright. Oh, here we go, look, Cadillac can run, huh? I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, pimping ain't easy. Ooh, right there. Here we go. Mustang. Hell, I couldn't tell what it was. Jeep versus Jeep. Got a Jeep Cherokee on the spectator side and a CJ7 on the pit side. All right, we've just about finished our practice runs here. And that little CJ might be a contender here tonight. That thing, it might sneak up on the old Caddyshack. Donnie Partisan in the Toyota running a BMW on the pit side. All right. The V8 Toyota put it on the BMW. Look like the Cherokee. Last car, the Audi. Last car in the practice round. We are getting ready to start our first round of quarter tons here. It's the S10 pickup. Volkswagen's going to be on the spectator side against the S10 on the pit side. S10 V8 powered 2-wheel drive. Bringing the S10 up to the line, bringing him in. Running this off of a Pro Tree.
No, I don't get it.
Here we go. Volkswagen for the win. Volkswagen for the win on the spectator side. Yeah, we got the Toyota in the spectator side, a Ranger pickup on the pit side.
There's Brad Hargett over here on the left lane and Dakota Miller on the right.
All right.
Stick shift Toyota for the win.
There you go.
Got Jason Price over here in the left lane and Richard Brooks in the right lane over on grandstand side.
Bringing the Jeep in. Pull him into the beam. Looks like the Jeep Cherokee. Pit side for the win. Grand Cherokee for the win on the pit side, ladies and gentlemen.
Kristen Shockey coming up on the grandstand side. And Brad Minnick in that old 62 Ford over here on the pit side.
Thumbs up, everything's good. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, looks like the Ford for the win.
Coming up next on the grandstand side, Noah Haynes. And number 416, Don over here on the pit side.
Yeah. The V8 Explorer for the win on the spectator side.
White Jeep over on grandstand side. And Tink Smith over here, Ranger on the pit side.
Here we go, Ranger versus Jeep Cherokee. Jeep Cherokee seems to be out front. And for the win on the spectator side in the Jeep Cherokee. This
Joshua Hart in the Caddyshack.
Sir.
Warren Gray in the Mustang.
No relation. Can't be. Cadillac for the win. He is going to
Got Caleb Neff on the grandstand side. Shelton over here on the pit side.
All right. Oh yeah. Those Jeep Cherokees are pretty versatile for just about anything. If you ever watched the tough trucks down here, those things are hard to beat.
Joe Holloman coming up in that Jeep.
All right.
Number 415, Bond Parker in the BMW.
Right here. Jeep looks like he's going for the win.
We got Donnie Parkinson in that V8 powered Toyota. And Matthias in his BMW.
BMW's in, and here we go. V8 Toyota pickup for the win, ladies and gentlemen, on the spectator side.
You got Jeff Vance coming up on the grandstand side. Isaac Carroll over here on the pit side with his Audi.
And your winner's gonna be... Oh! The Audi is showing off this evening. I think we're into our next round already.
We're first next round. Brent number 4 Volkswagen and Dakota Miller and his stick shift Toyota.
Woo! Oh, Toyota pickup for the win.
On the grandstand side. And I believe that was first couple on the pit side.
Getting ready to happen. Jeep Cherokee for the win on the spectator side.
422, Noah Haynes, sorry, we're on the grandstand side. And Brad Minnick coming up in that old Ford truck on the pit side.
They're lined up and ready to go. Here we go. The Explorer for the win.
And Joshua Hart over here on the pit side, his Cadillac.
Here it comes. For the win, the Cadillac.
Joe Holloman on the grandstand side.
Here we go. 2 V8 powered machines coming up. Jeep versus Toyota. Jeep for the win. All right, V8 powered Explorer against the stick shift Toyota. Toyota on the spectator side. And the V8 powered machine on the pit side. JJ's getting them lined up down there at the end. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like the Toyota for the win on the spectator side.
The Jeep is number 407, Jason Price. It's Josh Hart.
Cadillac for the win. The V8 Jeep versus Isaac Carroll in the Audi.
Joe Holloman over there on the grandstand side.
They are lined up, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to go. Oh! That looked like a red light start, but we need an official call.
Red light start.
Red light start. Jeep loses. He just popped a red eye. That's not good. Isaac Carroll for the win in the Audi. Josh Hart against Isaac Carroll. Cadillac versus Audi. In the final round, they'll run the stick shift Toyota. Whoa, that was a close run. Cadillac for the win, ladies and gentlemen. Josh Hart. Coming around for your final, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Josh Hart in the Cadillac versus
Dakota Miller.
Dakota Miller.
And that stick shift Toyota.
All right.
Who thinks it's going to be the Cadillac?
How about the Toyota? Here we go. They're lined up, thumbs up, waiting for the light. Oh, here we go. Joshua Hart for the win in the Cadillac, ladies and gentlemen, the quarter-ton class. All right. All right, well, what we're going to do now is probably switch the track around. I think it's time for that. I'm not sure how this program works, but they're going to tear down. New light system will come up. That will have 60-foot times. That will have your reaction times, speed, have a lot more information for you, ladies and gentlemen. But we have a little intermission here right now. We're going to tear the track down.
4/10 Pro Tree drop. All three yellows will light at once and they go green. In the right lane there just ran a 4.16 at 47.5 miles an hour. Almost identical reaction times, 0.424 to a 4.73. A perfect light is considered a 000. That would be 0.000. That's a really close race right there. 4.541 to a 4.542. That's 1/1000th of a difference in the elapsed time. But the whole shot win goes to the left lane. Granted, this is just a practice round, but it's still good to get your get all your bugs worked out. This is the time to red light. This is the time to test something that you don't know might happen. And drivers, remember, when you get through this round, you go back out into the pits. We're going to bring the 3.9 trucks after this. We got both pre-staged. Keep close up, deep stage there. And I believe that's Logan. Sam's bringing them up to the line. Tyler Quinn there in the right lane wasn't cutting his cousin no slack. 4.423. That Turbo LS just run a 3.771, being squirrely all over the track at 52 miles an hour. So for its first pass down the track, that's a real good run for something that hadn't been running more than about 48 hours. We got a Duramax powered Suburban over here in the left lane. A little short bed. Left lane just broke out 3.987. That's an automatic DQ. So Billy Kramer gets the win with a 4.23. Sorry, Hunter, you run just a little too fast. Cameron Silver coming up with the grandstand side. 249 Mark. I'm not even going to attempt your last name. I'm sorry. Right lane gets to move on 4.49 at 39 mile an hour to a 4.729. Got Jason Chapman coming up next time in the grandstand side, 6.7 power stroke. Against Nathan Weller over here on the pit side. Sounds like you got a cheering crowd over there. And right lane's going to get the win, 4.41 to a 4.64. Both of them running right at 50.6 and 50.7 mile an hour. Keith Fry over here on the pit side. Left lane's going to pick up the win. The right lane got the burn down rule, meaning it took them longer than 7 seconds to come into the staging line. That's coming from our starting line official. Next up, we got Jim Bentley over on the grandstand side. It looks like Nathan Mock over here on the pit side. Good run to the little F-150. And it's showing Nathan Redlit 4.77. So right lane's going to get the win. Looks like Alex Shipley over here in the pit side. Pretty sure he's pulling that truck the other night. Outrun a little 6.0. Got the jump 0.483 at the line. 4.44 at the finish line. So the left lane's going to get the win. We got to try to get these last few trucks up into the staging lanes because the winners of this first round are stacking up over here. Real close run there. Left lane's going to get the win. Right lane broke out with a 3.87. So Dave Bush is going to get to move on with his 4.101 at 48 mile an hour. And the right lane's going to get the win on that one. Left lane broke out with a 3.88. So right lane moves on with his 5.1. So we got Josh Hoffman coming up here in the left lane on the pit side and Trace Huff over on the grandstand side in that dually. Real good run over here left lane. 4.17 at 51 mile an hour for the left lane. Good run in little small block. Well, LS swapped into this ambulance. So we got Joseph Marcus over on the grandstand. Jeremy Manford here on the left lane. Digging for all he can out of that two-wheel drive truck. 4.58 to a 514, 42 mile an hour out of the little ambulance. Brandon's moving on. 4.78, 42 mile an hour to a 5.62. I got 2 pages here of names. 221, Josh Hoffman. No, that's not it, is it? Left lane's going to get the win with a 4.26 to a 4.198. We got Caleb Barr coming up on the grandstand side and Travis McIntyre on the pit side. Right lane gets the win, 4.56. 42 mile an hour to a 4.62 at 45 mile an hour. Bye, Jimmy. Right lane gets the win with a burn down rule. So even though that 4.15 is the faster time, he burned that old 7.3 down on the starting line, so he's DQ'd in the left lane. Right lane gets the win. Nick, I'm not going to try to announce your last name. I am going to butcher it for sure. But Nick, you're over here on the pit side, and Wyatt Sprouse in the grandstand side. Left lane gets the win, right lane red lit. Left lane it run a 4.302 at 40 mile an hour flat. So we got Shelby McDonald over on the grandstand side, and looks like Joe Costello here on the pit side. Deep staged already in the left lane or right lane. You can do that. Shows left lane red lit, right lane getting the win with a 4.86 at 46 mile an hour. So Brandon Smith in that V8 powered Jeep against Ben Painter on the grandstand side. .3 in the right lane, 35 mile an hour. 0.298 for reaction time. Now we got Jackson Hutchinson Sr. coming up on the grandstand side. Truck he calls a little spicy against Lucas Stanley on here on the pit side. Looks like the battle of the 5.7 Hemis. Jackson got a good jump there on the starting line. 0.189 for a reaction time. 5.125 at 42 mile an hour. Beats the faster 4.9 at 46 mile an hour. But it's all on that starting line. There's almost a half a second given up there on the starting line. Got Jason Hart over here on the pit side. I believe they said 205. David Hart in the Yukon. Oh, that's a close one. 5-0 flat. Left lane. Left lane's going to get the win at 42 mile an hour. 5.11 in the right lane. No, four-door long bed is moving on. 5.38 at 37 mile an hour to a 5.68 at 42. We got Jake Burns coming up over on the pit side. On the grandstand side is Robert Main. Duramax versus 6-0. Right lane getting the win, 4.93. Sorry, 4.963. So we got Colton Smith coming up on the grandstand side and John Kirk Jr. over here on the pit side. Left lane's going to get the win, red light in the right lane, so left lane's moving on with a 4.67. Joseph Evans coming up on the grandstand side. Square body Chevy with small block 350 in it. Left lane's going to be moving on. Got the reaction time. Joe run a faster time of 4.047 at 50 mile an hour. But left lane's going to get the win with that 4.19 at 49 mile an hour. Brandon Good over here on the pit side. Dalton Bartles on the grandstand side. .63, coasting through the finish line with a 0.56 reaction time to a 0.99 reaction time. So that's the end of the first round of eliminations. We just cut this field from 50 trucks down to 25. Felt like it took a little while, but now it's going to move a little faster. We're going to run this second round of eliminations. It looks like Billy Kramer's coming up on the pit side. Cameron Silver on the grandstand side, and Billy Kramer, small block Dodge versus what I believe is a Duramax. It is a big block. Billy, you shouldn't have let off. Right lane's going to get the win at a 4:06.3, 52 mile an hour. Billy had the better reaction time, had the better 60 foot, but he decided to lift right at the last minute. We got Jim Bentley coming up and looks like a Nissan Titan and running against Alex Shipley here in the left lane. Alex lifted a little bit there at the end, thought the Nissan was going to run him down, but still gets the left lane, gets the win at a 4.67 to a 4.76. Aiden Grove coming up on the grandstand side. As they said, Joshua Stillwell over here on the pit side. I was wrong on that. That's David Bush over there on the grandstand side. So I must have heard somebody wrong. But he's going to pick up the win with a 4.32 at 34 mile an hour. 0.600 for reaction time. Jeremy Manford over here on the pit side against Jackson Hutchison Sr. No, that's not him. Lucas Stanton. But that 4/10 bulb is pretty quick to jump out there at you. About the time it takes to blink an eye. Close to that 4.0, 4.074 for the right lane, getting to move on at 52.89 mile an hour. We got Logan Kerman coming up over here on the pit side, and Brandon Harrison on the grandstand side. Logan's probably going to cut a really good light and then stand on the brakes there at the finish line. Imagine that. 0.096. 0.096. That means there's faster than a tenth of a second. 42 mile an hour. 4.253. Left lane's going to get the wins. You got Aiden Grove over on the grandstand side. Caleb Barr on the pit side. Taking a brief moment to cover up a little bit of an oil spot. A couple oil spots or brake fluid spots. And the right lane is going to pick up the win again due to the burn down rule. Left lane burned him down. I counted that at myself, about 8 seconds there before the stage bulb was lit. So the old 7.3 flatbed gets to move on again. Shelby McDonald on the grandstand side, and Nick Dronberg. Sounds about right. Over here on the pit side, square body Chevy versus Dodge with Cummins. And the square body moves on 4.193 at 45.7 mile an hour. 0.719 on the reaction time to a 7 or 0.601. Now we got Jackson Hutchinson coming up. He's running Richard Powell over there in the grandstand side. Left lane gets the win. Jackson's cutting a pretty decent light, 0.24. 5.14 mile ET, 39 mile an hour. Left lane's going to get the win. Right lane going to get the win. 4.65 at 45 mile an hour. Left lane gets the win, 0.225 for reaction time, 4.572 at 39 mile an hour. Left lane's moving on. Last pair of the 4.0 class coming up. 3.9s, make your way to the pits, or sorry, make your way to the staging area. That's a close one. But left lane's going to get the win, 4.276 to a 4.27 flat. Still at the starting line though. Old 6.0 in the excursion. Grocery getter. Good running little grocery getter. And a 3.713 picks up the win in the right lane to a 3.819. Right lane moving on at 58.58. Nolan Powers on the grandstand side. Scott Quinn over here on the pit side. Scott driving Blair Ryman's truck, calls it the Honky Toast. ABS is working. Left lane gets the win. Scott's moving on. 3.706, 57.86 mile an hour. 3.96 in the right lane. We've got Bradley Crispin over here on the pit side and Paul Palmer on grandstand. Looks like it's going to be Cummins, or no, sorry, that's a 6.0 versus Duramax. Right lane's going to get the win. 3.662, 52.54. Coming up next, we got Justin Duffy on the grandstand side and Clint Dingus over here on the pit side. I know Clint's got a good run at 6.7 power stroke. He's one of the first that I know that turned one up pretty hard. Right lane's going to get the win, 0.395 for reaction time, 3.7. Brandon Shank coming up in the Duramax powered Suburban on the grandstand side. Got stopped right at the last minute. Right lane's going to get the win, 0.684 at 60 mile an hour. It's like Roman Blades, the old square body. I believe that's got a turbo LS in it. Yep. A little bit of a wild ride there. 3.707, 49 mile an hour, 0.568 on the reaction time. Nick McCauley, sounds good. Squirrelier. Left lane's going to get the win. 3.684, 58.24 mile an hour to a 3.682 at 57 mile an hour. Got Landry Bush coming up. That last race was 0.015 difference at the finish line. But we got Landry Bush coming up and Michael Ring. Gas versus diesel. And he just got stopped. Woo! But it doesn't really matter because Michael Ring picked up the win. Left lane's going to get the win with a 3.776 to the faster 3.65. Landry's running out there at 62.38 mile an hour. Pretty sure that's the fastest speed for the. Victor Brown coming up on the grandstand side. HJ Renee. Wow. Right lane went red by 0.009. He also just drove through the finish line, so he just disqualified himself a second time. But left lane's going to get the win 4.26. He was puking a little antifreeze. Dwayne just went ahead and let him get on out of there. First in Dodge versus Duramax. Getting a little squirrely down there on the starting line, losing a little traction. Right lane's gonna pick up the win. 0.168 for reaction time, 3.911, 53.04 mile an hour. For your first pair in the third round of eliminations. Cameron's going to pick up the win, 4.105 to a 505. got Alex Shipley coming up on grandstand side and Joshua Hoffman on the pit side. Dave Bush. Alex lifted just a little bit too late, but he probably would have broke out. Left lane's going to get the win, 4.195, so Alex is a little bit faster, 4:07. Looks like Logan Kerman coming up on the right lane. Jackson Hutchinson Sr. over here in the left lane. Daggone. Logan run a .029 for a reaction time. That's the fastest one so far of the night. 4.499. Gets a good jump at the light. We got John Kurt Jr. over on the pit side and Dalton Bartles on the grandstand side. Right lane's going to pick up the win there. 0.372, 4.323 at 36 mile an hour. 4.564 at 44 mile an hour. Got Dave Bush over there on the right lane. Aiden Grove here in the left lane. Clean start for Dave Bush. 4.496 at 31 mile an hour to a 5.853 at 30 mile an hour. Got 11 trucks left in the 3.9 class. And we got Chris Lockhart coming up on grandstand side. Going to be running up against Scott Quinn here on the pit side. Building up that boost early. Right lane's going to get the win. 3.754 to a faster 3.696. Scott and that turboed LS are coming around faster and faster each round, but lost it on the starting line there. Now we got Paul Palmer coming up on the grandstand side, running up against Justin Duffy. Fastest ET of the night so far, 3.479 at 57.3 mile an hour for that little short bed 6.0. Right lane gets the win, running up against a 3.959. Brandon Shank in the Duraburb and Roman Blades over here in the square body with the turboed LS. Race, got two strong running trucks here. Right lane lane's going to get the win, 3.67 to a 3.9 flat. Left lane had the starting line advantage with a 0.46. We got Logan Kogel coming up here on the grandstand side, and Eric McCauley pit side. Logan just run 59.89 mile an hour. Michael Ring gonna pick up the win there. 3.919 to the faster 3.87. Right lane gets the win. The Dalton Bartles over here on the pit side, and Logan Kerman on the grandstand side. And although left lane gets the win due to the burn down rule, right lane run a 0.08 for reaction time at 4.2. Coming up next, we got Nick running up against Dave Bush, battle of square bodies. And the left lane gets the win. Dave Bush decided to red light. 4.292 to a 4.549. Like I said, left lane gets the win. Dave decided to leave before the green. That'll take the 4.0 class into the semifinals with 3 trucks left. We got 7 trucks left in this 3.9 class. Should be Paul Palmer over here on the pit side, running up against Chris Lockhart on the grandstand side. Jumped the tree there, so Paul's going to get the win. Brandon Shank coming up in the Duraburb, running up against Logan Kogel in that strong run in 6.0. Duramax looks like it'll be moving on. I think Logan's got some heat issues in that 6.0. 3.916. Brandon Shank gets to move on. Coming up next, we got Michael Ring in the grandstand side and Dante Delaney over here on the pit side. Left lane's going to get the win. 3.584 at 55.85 mile an hour. And we're going into semifinals for our 4.0 class. Dalton Bartles and Joshua Hoffman. Good clean race there. Right lane going to get the win. Oh man, identical ET. Both of them ran a 4:07.1, but it was all on the starting line. For the right lane, .451 to a .523.